Hey everyone, just wanted to give you a quick overview of the resume optimizing feature. Basically, there are three different types that you can do. First one is very simple, just completely rewrite your resume. You can start it from scratch if you have nothing, or if you had the resume that from some long time ago and you just want to completely rewrite it. This is the way to do it. The second one is the one where you just essentially copy your resume. You can put in the job description. Let's say just paste it from some other, some job board or whatever, and then you click on job. And then once it loads, it usually takes about 20 seconds or so. Then you can just look at all the suggestions that it made based on how much your resume is aligned with that particular job description, and it just gives you a couple of suggestions about how it could be better. So then you could just click on any of these. Let's say I like this one. I think I don't like this one. I think it's not as relevant. And let's say this one too. So I want to build in all these into the resume. Then click on accept selected suggestions. And then, so once you click the generate resume, that will also incorporate these into your resume, right? Okay, and then once it's done, then you can just click on preview resume. That will show you what the current resume looks like. It's not, it doesn't look great. In fact, it doesn't look great at all. But once you download it, right, it will put it into a ATS friendly template that we have configured into our system, and that's a much better version. Okay, and as you can see, it's asking me to rename it something. So let's just okay, we can might as well name it resume 3, and then once it downloads, I can just look at what it looks like. Okay, so that, as you can see, this is a much better version of the resume. All right, so that was just a okay. Now the third feature, let's just go back. The third one is the comprehensive. So this is the feature that goes really deep and is the best for fine tuning resume. I'm assuming that most of you will already have some kind of resume, and you just want to fine tune it and make sure that it's really as best as it can possibly be. So this is featured for that. And let's just quickly go through this how it works. So basically, I'm just choosing the resume that I want to look at. Just upload a job description, click on analyze. Now it starts with impact and content. By the way, it will take might take 15, 20 seconds, maybe half a minute to for it to load, for the AI to process all your resume and to be able to give you some really good suggestions. Now I've looked at this before, so that's why it's coming up much faster for me. But it does take a few seconds. Okay, so this is the quantified by impact. This is the one that looks at like how much your resume is really data driven, that where you're showing your impact on the company that you've worked for, and it's a pretty important one. So I would really suggest that you try to improve this. Here you can give it some basic free text, anything if you can think of, and the AI will just take that, digest it, and just give you some really good content. Okay, accomplishments is basically in a similar way that how well your resume is showing the accomplishments that you've done, which is one of the crucial things, right? Okay, soft skills. You can look into each of these, like let's say communication. Also, you can either accept or modify them. If it's modified, just look at the original and see how you would change this. Um, okay, some of the other things, obviously using actual verbs. Here you can also, when you see the green button, you can just regenerate, which means you can just get a new set of suggestions, basically. Modify, same thing as described, just give it some free text. Career progression is basically looking at how well you have advanced and how much your career is showing some progression. Obviously, this is not something that you can just make up, but it's just showing that sometimes you can positively structure it in a way that it shows a little more advancement. Okay, skill development. As you can see now, it's I haven't clicked on this before, so it's going to take a little bit of time. Okay, so it looks like I scored 70%. You hey, this is great. So you can also click on all the other suggestions. All right. Targeting this section is similar to the other the second resume optimizer that we looked at. It just basically looks at how that particular job that you pasted in is aligned with your resume. For example, how the any industry specific terminology that particular job description requires. Other things: language quality, ATS compatibility, how compatible your resume is to the general ATSs, content, punctuation, etc. So anyway, so that's good enough at this point, I think. Let's hope that you guys get some value out of this and you're able to really make your resume stand out and make it just much better. All right, I think that's all for now.